Grubby has a great video here, viewing everyone's emotional states all throughout it. We're not going to watch all of it, because I've watched like 4 different perspectives now. The two-headed ogre. I did watch Soda's, Asmo's, and Grubby's reactions, and I saw all of Thor's tweets about it. And I watched Grubby's second reaction, yes. I've hard agreed with Grubby, the emotional side for sure. He's got it on lock, like what exactly what happens. So I figured I have to weigh in too.
Rank Blizzard that takes him from 3k to 18.
At this point, he's trying to do damage because they think it's like a fight still. So that's why he's doing a max Blizzard at this point. He does make misplays, which is fine. Positioning bothers me quite a lot. Not max ranging and casting.
All the aggro on yourself, and you're not far enough away to dodge. You would have to immediately use a blink. And this is a max rank Blizzard that takes him from 3k to 1800
Boss
mana.
coming too, watch out.
Yeah.
I do understand the panic of not thinking you have mana when you do, essentially. He's yelling at you, and you're like confident that you're making this decision based on you don't have mana. I've had this directly with my ex with Dota, like literally about mana and running away and in the moment thinking I didn't have mana but it did, and getting yelled at for that, and then reviewing the play. It's very easy to be like, oh yeah, I could have done this, this, and this. Clearly there's a ton of panic going on. He just drops everyone. He completely is every man for himself, which I think is pretty dangerous to be doing hardcore dungeons with. Like, as soon as things go bad, just immediately out.
This blink away, I think it's a little sus. It takes another 400 mana away.
Okay, yeah. So Grubby points out the fact that he blinks immediately when the run is called, which is kind of fair because then you're making distance from the threat to give yourself time and space to be max range casting. I think a lot of Thor's thoughts, getting blink on cooldown so he can blink again as soon as possible, because that is the most effective way to get away. That is, if you were solo and not trying to get everyone out. His actions really don't show that he is trying to get anyone else out.
Yeah, you just heal me, just come back a little bit.
Boss is on me,
The fact that he doesn't turn around here is insane.
Yeah.
It gives me like anxiety even to not even be turning the camera to see what's going on. You could be sidestepping, you'd be strafing and looking very easily to see what's going on. He does a decent job hugging this wall, which everyone else in the party does not. And I think that's why they actually die in the end, because they pull a pack right here where Grubby is. It's frustrating because it's a very simple thing to just aim your camera at the corner and be straight in line, and then just very aware of where you're gonna be pulling more ads, because that's how this actually gets really bad.
I think this is a roach.
I agree with Grubby. This is like very... He hasn't turned around at all. Like, this is his second chance to line of sight with like a hard cover. He's completely safe here. He can be contributing from here with all the enemies just on the ramp.
There should be some kiting going on here.
Why are you walking, bro?
And this blink feels very selfish to me.
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
I get very anxious watching this point of view because he isn't looking back at all. The camera focused one direction is insane to me. This type of running feels very much like brand new player behavior. It's very awkward to watch. It's like as bad as keyboard turning.
This is savage, but come on,
And then to look back here and be like, there's literally nothing. Why does he continue running? There's nothing that can happen here. He could so safely run up to here again. This is, I think, the last chance where like I kind of am like, all right, I can understand panic. You think it's really bad. At this point, you can fully see he's 100% safe. There's no way he can die. These people are not looking too good. I'd be worried about this, seeing this. Rook has full energy, so you know he's not fighting.
Or his team.
Just kill the master.
Innervate.
Kill them.
You could stay nearby. Like, none of the mobs have come around the corner to attack him.
Master.
I think to just keep running is quite absurd at this point. You have to adapt to what the group is doing. Yeah, the call was to run, and that's what he's heavily leaning on in his argument. There was no adapting to the situation. You can't be robotic in that. Like, everyone's a human here. Everything's changing. Like, this actually isn't looking that bad. Like, Sarah's keeping the warrior up better than I thought. And I think it only gets really bad at the 4th pack, but like, here's the exit. If Thor communicated, like, the exit's really close, we should just reset. That's a very reasonable call. And I also noticed in the clip, Thor knew that the charge mechanic was on the boss. So I was thinking like, he's really making a lot of distance because he's afraid of getting randomly charged. I don't think that's how the boss works. Like, he's gonna drop aggro and do that.
We got
But-
this. In the sense of
The lack of turning around, or even like he can auto run and like just turn his camera and he has his line. That's the exit. He knows it. He knows there's no enemies. He's fine. He could at least be looking to the left. It's so tunnel vision and it just makes me anxious watching it because how do you play like this? Not paying attention at all to what's around. And there's so much chaos behind him. There's like no excuse to not even be looking. It's really
You
awkward to
saw my
watch.
mana? What am I supposed to do for
Like,
Is this
what is
because-
this? What is this camera angle? It's worse than it just was somehow.
He has so much negative energy against Yam that this is like a spiteful run.
Yeah, I agree with Grubby there. I think there was a lot of like in-party tilt. Him and Yam just butt heads awfully after this because Thor just sticks his heels into like, I had no mana. I had no other options. You called run. And those are his three big things that he's, as Soda Poppin said, his hill to die on. It's a big ego check and he can't admit that he does anything wrong. In his way he's seeing it, it can be fine. But no one else was doing what he was doing, so it's not fine. I mean, the call to run, like, it's not a bad call because it is an awful pull. There's 2 packs and a boss, and then a 3rd pack in the end. It's incredibly difficult to do that. Like, yeah, you guys could probably do it with, like, the right coordination. He's claiming no mana, so he doesn't want to do any of it. So the call should be, like, clear, just like, let's just keep running. I mean, he has the mana for a level 1 Blizzard, rank 1, so he should be doing that at max range. He's not gonna be in any danger ever. Everyone was being AoE tanked. Like, they have the warrior. The healer doesn't have aggro even. They're probably like 2nd highest threat. I mean, it's really weird how much distance he created in here.
you?
just kill the mastiffs. One shot.
I know he's a guild enchanter. I know that he has a ton of mats. By the way, mats that should be on his alt. Right? Don't keep all your riches on your main account if you can help it.
He probably behaved this way because what Grubby's saying. He has way too much at stake, he thinks, so he's just like, my life matters so much more. He actually says it in another thing where he says like 300 enchanting the main guild enchanter. Soda said they had 10. Not really a big deal. But the pull itself, it's really weird to not be fighting in the massive cleared space that they have up here. You pull it, and then there's like no threats. It's because he's not going to aggro anything else up here. So why are they fighting around this corner? Why didn't they pull back while there was the double pull? Like, I'm confused about that part. It doesn't seem like there was much thought in the fight here, which is why it got so bad. The run call from here, I think is an okay call if everyone listens to it. But like, I think people got caught behind. Let's watch the M's again. This is a really rough area to be fighting because Sarah can't be low ground and healing them when they're over here. Everyone should be fighting here at furthest up. Like, to do any fights here is not good. Ozzy's situation is really rough here because... Alright, Ozzy is running the bend. Alright, Sarah's in an okay spot right now. This is the furthest up she has to be. Snoopy pulls an extra pack right around here. This positioning drives me mad because you want to round the corner. There's a pack right behind him. To be this far out makes no sense. You're not getting anything. Why is no one hugging the wall? I'm just assuming no one has like any raid experience here. There's so many raids. You have to just walk in like straight lines along walls. Like, think about like next, like the whole instance. You got to do that because otherwise you're just gonna be fighting so much more trash than you need to. So like your whole team's gonna be hugging walls. Why is that not normal in this situation? Also, they're all down over this edge. Why aren't they here? Sarah's positioning is really rough here, being right on top of everything. I think there's like a Mastiff on her. Snoopy pulled the other pack at this point. So they're coming in, and this is, at that point, it's a clear everyone run. You don't have Pirate. It's quite a bad call to even be trying to fight here. I think they're full flee at this point.
More
than
than
on
the way, more than the way.
And they also pulled more. Keep in mind, they also pulled more.
Yep, they just pulled more right there.
Ready?
More than the way, more than the way.
What's that?
The nice bolt targeting Snoopy. Having a designated shot caller is a really big deal because it's kind of like a raid leader then, and that's, I think, why raids go so smoothly. One person is controlling everyone. There's so much disjointment in their group. They are not all doing the same thing. Asmo said They should all commit to a bad play if there's a bad call, versus doing like half and half, or one not even listening. One not listening does doom them all. My credentials are, I was in a top 500 guild. It was like top 300 US as the healing captain. It was Mutiny on Urson, if you somehow you can look it up. TOC and ICC is when I was the most serious. We did a lot of battlegrounds, did a lot of arena. The guild actually moved into the 30th best guild in the world, I believe. That's when I retired though, I did not follow them. But they got invited to merge. It was very fun to play very well as a group. It felt so nice. The best fun I had though was battlegrounds with that group, because they're all very competent players. You can completely destroy a battleground with 5 people. It was so fun. So those were my glory days. And that's why I look at this and I'm just like cringing the whole time, because the positioning and how they're just pathing their characters and their camera work. Their cameraing is just like, what are you looking at? How are you not paying attention to the very deadly thing that's right behind you? How are you staring at a wall when you literally can free look around in this game? It just shows like really bad player in my head when I see it. It's, yeah, I can tell the players aren't great. The positioning around the bend, the fighting here. Clearly no one has much experience with this. This is the first time I've really watched OnlyFangs besides Dash. Shoutouts to Dash. I never really understood what the whole OnlyFangs was. I thought it was like good players that are serious and they stream. But this shows there's no need to be good at the game to be in OnlyFangs. The communication breaks down so fast in this. I think it's more egos than communication and skill. I think it's like we got a bunch of streamers and that's it. You don't need to be good at all, because you watch Snoopy turn his back the whole time. No one's doing that jump 180 thing I spoke of earlier. The other people turn their back and get killed because they can't block, parry, or dodge when your back is facing the enemy. Jump 180, turn and look, and keep going. So you never are turning your back. No one's pointing their cameras in the right way. He's missing out on thousands of mana, and he could be helping from max range. Sarah's positioning poorly, but I would behave the most like Sarah. I empathize with it, because if someone's saying heal him, heal him, heal him, I am gonna throw my character doing that because it's just the pressure and it's too much. I'm gonna just listen in the moment of panic. There's no way I'm ever doing anything that Thor does here. I will definitely play not in my best interest in a situation like this. I would rather someone else live and my character die. It's fun dying a hero, right? I mean, of course I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna be healing and sticking with the group no matter what. And my experience was with Priest. He could be slowing. I don't know the Frost Nova situation. Like, he probably doesn't want to get close. He's aware the boss charges, so I think that's where it comes from. Like, he just wants to be super far away. From his play, he can't die. And he's assuming everyone else gets out. I guess. I don't know. No, he has real fear. Otherwise, he wouldn't act that way. He's thinking everyone else is dead. And I'm the only one that gets out. I think if he's spamming Blizzard level 1 at max range casting, everyone gets out. The paths people take is super tilting. Where they fight this is very tilting. Not casting from max range, very tilting. Both casters. The rogue could be kidney shotting, and they could also blind, not the boss, they could blind a target that they could. He's sitting on max energy almost the whole time. He's not engaging in it. He doesn't want to draw aggro. He's yelling at Pirate more than anything. Alright, so he's not doing anything.
So me sitting bare form. Snuppy, just run.
I can help lot. Yeah.
Pirate, why are you
Snuppy.
walking, bro?
These Snuppies, alright, his positioning's terrible here, around the corner. Snuppy does the same thing,
This is
but worse, and pulls the pack.
savage, but come on,
Innervate
man.
you. Kill the.
That's no matter.
This is salvageable. At this point, you see who has aggro? Oh, see that massive? Just kill it. Like, you're the rogue. Like, alright, you don't want to pull this. But like, wait till they get close enough, then start fighting. Like, this positioning is, oh my gosh, this is so tilting. There's a pack right behind him. He's like 1 meter away from aggroing another pack right now. I mean, at least he's looking at the group and like the mage. He should be helping at this point. Why is he not helping?
Or something.
Why is he not helping? There you go.
Do you see my mana?
Yeah, he should be killing this. He can kill this no problem.
Do you see my mana?
Here you
What
go,
am
he
I
does.
supposed to do for
Oh
you?
yeah, they can totally save this. If Snuppy doesn't pull the pack right here, they can totally save this. All of them can be fine. Look at it. It's only a boss, 1 ogre, and 2 hyenas. This is totally salvageable, actually. I didn't actually notice this while watching the other breakdowns.
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More
can.
than on the way. More.
I hate that they're. I said I'm not gonna pause. I hate that they're arguing while everybody isn't safe. Everybody.
I agree with Grubby here. Grubby talks about the emotional state of the team. Okay, backwards. I mean, this is clearly what you do. Like, I'm really mind blown by the choice to just not help at all and not look back. It's very confusing. I do think the call to everyone run fully is not terrible because they're so close to the exit. I think they could, but there's way too much indecision here. This is type of behavior that you would see when you're playing with just like a pug. Just this is the random that you are like, how are they so bad at this game? This happens so much. Like I remember doing like Wailing Caverns. You're getting like the worst of the worst, the Barons chat. Where are they in the dungeon? Like in this situation, I see this and I'm like, how are they not in range to be casting? I didn't play mage too much. They were like fourth character. They're my fourth main. Rogue and priest I'm very familiar with, and this is why I'm bothered by the rogue not helping as much. I want to see what he has on his skill bar. Yeah, he has kidney shot right there. Why doesn't he do kidney shot?
Kill them.
What am I supposed to?
I hate that they're.
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More
can.
than on the way. More.
I hate that they're. I said I'm not gonna pause.
I'd be trying to either kill down the mastiffs or stun the brute. Those are the two things I'd be working on. But if you could do white damage and then build points, white damage build points, just like go full CC mode. Just can you punch him? Rogue can be more aggressive because he has vanish. Like he should be fine here. The biggest danger was definitely the warrior, I think. The warrior doesn't really have. They're fully reliant on the priest, and then that means the priest is also in a lot of danger. Mage, of course, can always get out. I think druids can get out probably pretty well too. Yeah, he has sprint still. I think Yam was okay here because they held sprint until it was like, all right, we're just bouncing fully because this is not going great. I think only people die because it was disjointed though. I think if everyone committed to one play or the other, they all live. Both scenarios. I think if everyone commits to hard leaving, they all live. But again, hard leaving, being the mage, you are the best at leaving and surviving. Well, maybe the rogue's the best. One of the best at leaving. You should be making sure the warrior and priest and then druid, in that order, are able to keep moving and get out. Like, this is awful. This is not good at all.
By the way, the purpose of my reviewing this is number one is to learn from it for myself and for my community, to learn how to behave in all 5 of their perspectives. Number 2.
Heck yeah, Grubs. This video made me really like Grubby, by the way. Just super growth mindset and just completely seeing the breakdown of emotions and super well thought out. I love his analysis of this. It's so solid. And then there's like a whole bunch of ego stuff going on and denial of guilt and blaming, and clearly they were having confrontations before. Look like Giga Chan. Oh wait, I forgot what I was saying. I started making myself smile too much.